Gar. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Weebthusiast.
I ran through it, man. I think it was episode 14, 15 when we last talked last week.
So,
Justice,
what did you find? Keep going.
Oh, am I supposed to keep looking? It seemed like a whole.
Yeah.
paragraph.
Let's
I thought we said it was homework. Just put it
It's
up.
all good. Homework.
So I know. I think Justice is waiting for this part. But since we're obviously all of us are either late 20s or actually are we all in our 30s?
I think all of us are.
I'm late 20s.
Okay.
The late 20s and 30s, right? So all of us, we grew up in a time before anime was huge, and we grew up with the original, big three: Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. So let's talk about the big three. Like, how did it change? How did it influence our lives? How do you think the big three influenced, Western culture? Because the big three, obviously we had Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball Z, GT, even GT. I'm not a big fan of GT, but One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto Shippuden, that really opened the gateways for anime.
Yeah, what though?
It was like the Disney of anime. Like, it got all the younger kids hooked. So that's when all the big media companies were like, you know what? Let's explore this new media opportunity. And once the kids were hooked, they were buying toys, and they got in. And I think that's how anime got big. Obviously, kids is where all the money's at, and the big three is what opened the door to anime. So let's talk about how it felt growing up with the big three. Justice, you can go first because I know you want to talk about Bleach.
Well, yeah. I was gonna pigtail on that. Toys is a bit of an oversimplification, but just imagine also at this time, like, stores like Hot Topic also blowing up. So not just toys, but like T-shirt merchandising, backpacks, wallets, belts of just all these different characters, hugely monetized, hugely profitable, and really kind of ushering in kind of the floodgates for anime as part of our culture and our growing up. But yeah, big three. I watched a lot of these animes, and then once I got to the point where there's like, oh man, there's no more episodes, I started reading them. And so that became my routine, was catching up with Shonen Jump every week, reading Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. And yeah, I enjoyed them all both very differently for different reasons, and really appreciated them. I think I started getting into it for Naruto and really enjoying that. And then really enjoying Bleach as well. And then One Piece, I think, just really resonated with me more than I was expecting. And so I've at least been keeping up with One Piece on a weekly basis since I was 15.
Nice.
So definitely been, like, I remember where I first caught up in the manga, where the episodes were when I first finally hit that brick wall of there's no more content. Where's more of my One Piece? I've been burning through this. And so I know I've been keeping up with that for 13 years now, almost 14 years.
Still going, man.
Yeah, and I fucking love it. It's fucking amazing.
Nice.
We were talking earlier, and I Wano answers so many questions, but brings up so many more. I'm not going to say any more than that.
Don't worry. We're not.
I'm not, but
I got you though. Yeah.
Something like One Piece, I'm pretty continually impressed with the narrative he's weaving, with the different story strands that have existed for more than 2 decades that are still sometimes brought up and shown. And it's just truly, to me, in some sense, the George R.R. Martin of Japan is someone that just has this huge scope of storytelling and is just weaving together this narrative that has so many questions but leaving so many more answered. And just, it's really a beautiful, wonderful epic tale in the fantasy world. As far as Naruto goes, like I said, that was kind of the one that got me into this stuff, but it was also, I didn't fall in love with it the same way I did One Piece, but I kept up with it every week, and that one I'll stand by. I know some people are really bitchy, unhappy, pissy at the ending of Naruto. I stand by it 100%. I was 100% satisfied. I made it to the end. I thought everything was like a real logical extension of the world Kishimoto had built. I thought it was great. I really have no complaints about how it ended. I don't know. I don't want to spoil too much. I don't know how much people know about Boruto either. But like also a lot of the characters I was shipping since I'd been like reading it since I was like 14 ended up together. So I was like, okay, cool. You know, teenage me would be really happy with the outcome of how these characters ended up together in the end as well. And that leads us to Bleach, where I tried to keep up with that so hard as well. And I tried and just couldn't get through any more of it just because like it just got so nonsensical at the end. And every single arc is the same of somebody getting kidnapped to somewhere and they have to go through and rescue them with the new superpowers they just super strengthened. And I know it's not a great trope for anime is the power creeps of having to constantly readjust to make sure your characters are always kind of on a plateau and reasonably believably non-Superman levels of like, oh, this is a vulnerable character. There's still some tension that can be drawn, some stakes that keep us going. And that really got blown out the window with Bleach. I think One Piece has done a great job of keeping it consistent. I've been amazed with how Naruto kind of balanced that out as well. But I think that's something even like Dragon Ball Super to this day struggles with because early on they blew out such weird power proportions. And I think that's something Bleach like was like that on crack. They were like, oh yeah, fucking every day, just like, you know, in the second arc, Ichigo is already battling their strongest captains ever and like to a standstill. And it's weird to see that progression and then try to get to the end of the series where I feel like Kubo have kind of phoning it in. Like, I remember filler episodes of Bleach kind of showing off different Zanpakuto and like how they were supposed to look, even though they weren't shown in the manga, and these kind of inconsistencies. And then just kind of seeing them later on, he did just use the filler characters, just, I guess, maybe for sake of continuity, but it also just felt like there wasn't the magic there. He didn't care so much. He wasn't revealing more about the characters that were in the background. He was just constantly highlighting the same characters over and over again. I can't remember the ice dude's name. I hate that little icy bastard.
It's like a Haiga or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Higori, I can't remember his name, but like
he's taking his ass beat.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
I think that kind of stuff, and like the final arc being, what was it, against the Quincy's? And the Quincy's just having kind of nonsensical powers that like...
Take off your headphones, Scott. Take off your headphones. I know you want to.
It's just...
I stopped for the same reason.
Spoiler, by the way.
I stopped for the same reason.
Hella
so
spoilers.
Cool Bleach. I'm okay with Bleach spoilers.
Sorry, I guess. I mean...
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, I like... The Hollow arc I thought was solid, and like getting to Hueco Mundo and how that all wrapped up, and you know, the stuff that followed, the full brings and
full bring. That was the most
kind of a
That was the most filler canon. That's the most filler canon. That's the most filler canon. Hey, and to make it even worse, they ended the anime on that. They ended anime.
Okay.
They ended Bleach anime on fucking full.
But that's okay. To me, that's okay. Just because
shit,
bro. Honestly,
that's how I feel about what came after.
Dude, they should have ended.
That's how I feel about what came after. Was like, dude, it wasn't like, I feel like the Quincy arc is worse than Fullbring. Like I stopped. I couldn't.
No, that's when I stopped. I stopped at the beginning of the Quincy, and then I was like, "What is this?" And then I stopped reading.
But again, I couldn't even finish. So that's what I'm saying. Is like I couldn't even finish. I don't know how it really wraps up.
I like the Quincy arc.
That's just where I was. I just like.
I like the Quincy arc.
Sorry,
you like it because you're trash, Aaron. You're trash.
Like it. I thought it was pretty good, man. Okay, here's the thing.
What do you like about it?
Trash.
What I liked about it was just like how it kind of summed up everything that like what was really important at the end of the day, like what the real conflict was, and it made all the other ones seem less relevant. And I could understand why this was the most important thing that they need to settle before closing the series. They also explained the truth behind Ichigo, what he really was. I'm not going to say anything, but that's very important. Also, you find out who the other Kenpachi was. You feel me? There can only be one Kenpachi. Who was the other Kenpachi? And then they actually had to fight for Kenpachi to fully beat Kenpachi. Also, there were other...
So if we're going to go back to the whole Kenpachi thing,
no spoilers.
Like it was a whole power creep problem. Like, it made no fucking sense, man.
And but who was it though? When you realized who was?
I think
the
there was
original Kakashi
obviously
before that?
there was like a lot of shock factor to it. Like,
I was like, bro.
Okay, so when I watched Bleach, I think Bleach for me was just like it was a guilty pleasure. It didn't really make a lot of sense, but I love how hyped it was. It's kind of like what Black Clover is. Like, I don't think there's much storyline to it, but the action scenes were fucking badass.
I feel like it was a good story.
Bleach was an
I like
story.
Also, no, I'm talking about Black Clover, but I feel like Bleach was a good story if you really, really like get. I don't know. I feel like it was a good story. I feel like it deserved its place in the big three, and the thing it was. And the final arc would have been so much better if they didn't rush it because it got canceled. So they had to rush it. So that's why it has the final arc has so much fucking potential. Fuck. But here's the thing. They're bringing it back. They're bringing the anime back. Mm-hmm. So hopefully they can actually finish it the way it's supposed to. Because I read it all the way. I'm sorry.
I think that if Bleach were to end after Ichigo used his final Bankai, after he defeated Aizen, that would have been great. That would have been a great ending.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that would have been a cool ending. But I did kind of like the Quincy arc, though, especially when you find out about his mom and shit.
Well, I mean, dude,
Ichigo.
When I found out that Ichigo's dad was a captain,
okay.
I was like, you know what? I told my friend Adam this. I was like, hey Adam, I'm pretty sure Ichigo is this and this and this. He's like, oh, you're hella crazy, and it turned out I was right because like it fucking made sense too.
Yeah, it made a lot of sense and a whole backstory behind that and shit. And then also they all gained new powers. Like a lot of like a lot of our favorite captains all gained new powers. Even Rikia attained at least her full potential too, which was actually amazing or not. But there were certain things we didn't get to see because it got rushed. If it didn't get rushed, that would have been probably one of the best endings in anime. One of the best. But it got rushed. But they're bringing the anime back, so we might actually get to see it how it's supposed to be made.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, like Bleach, the way I would describe Bleach, how the action scene is and how plot is made in Bleach is like a giant pissing contest. Or it's just a giant dick measuring contest. Who has the bigger dick in this battle? And that was all Bleach was. Like here's my dick. Here's your dick.
Bankai is bigger than your Bankai.
It is more the DBZ of that generation.
It was like the DBZ, like who had the bigger dick.
But it had a better story.
Also,
better story though than DBZ. I'm sorry.
It's a pretty like we all kind of know and love this anime trope, but sometimes it's done really well, sometimes it's not. But it's explaining your powers to your villain, to your like your nemesis or something. You're going to explain how to use all your powers, and sometimes it's done really well. And sometimes it's not. And I feel like Bleach was the one that was just the most egregiously like, this is how I have powers. And then their enemy be like, but this is my power. And then it is kind of like a Final Fantasy turn-based, well, this is my backup power, and this is my backup power. It felt like kind of the most structured, a little too obvious in that regard as opposed to some of the other ones.
That's a really nice way of saying dick measuring contest.
Damn, I did. Y'all silly.
Right?
Wait, who's on next for their big three influence?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
No. Okay, Justice, and then who's next for the big three influence?
I can go.
Scott? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's the same as yours actually, man. Because I love Naruto. I started with Naruto when I was living in Central Valley, but I moved up to the Bay for like the summer, right? I didn't go anywhere. Man, I ate power bars, gained weight. So, watch anime. But someone told me I was in the fighting game scene, right? Playing arcade fighting games. But someone in that scene told me to watch Naruto. I'm like, okay. So I came up, and that's when we used to, back in the day, kids, we used to download episodes. And that's what I did. I had to wait to download the episode. And it came already subbed, you know? So, man, dude, I was downloading every single episode, and I still have those episodes on my old hard drive. It's still there. All the stuff that I downloaded from Napster government, I didn't, but somebody did.
FBI, watch out! FBI, we're good. We meant legally download.
I bought the copy anyway. So
during
that time, man, I just ran through the episodes, dude. I ran through it. I watched it. The things I couldn't watch, I read through it, that first episode got me, man, because it's just so much pain he was going through, and it kind of resonated with me. So, that main character, you know, and the people around him. So there's a little part of you that comes with every single character. Like, you're not that shy. I was a little shy. Even Shikamaru, right? He was like the strategist, and I saw a little of myself. So you kind of relate yourself that way. But then that's when I discovered One Piece. That same guy told me to watch One Piece, but he told me to watch the Japanese version. So I guess my introduction to Japanese anime with the language itself and not the sub, was Samurai X, right? But not Kenshin. Kenshin I was watching in English. And then with Naruto, that's when I went full sub, man. Full sub. So, man, One Piece is, to me, that's why I didn't watch Naruto, because I just kept going One Piece. Everything was One Piece, man. From my wallets, all this stuff, everything. Man, I just love Luffy. Like, I love Luffy. I just love, like, how passionate he is about things, but he's aloof and kind of dumb at the same time. Like, I feel that way, too. Because, you know, he did the full Leroy Jenkins, and he just flew in. Like, wait, where'd he go?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like he just brings people around. That's how I feel I am, you know, for the most part, my own personal life. So I really.
Quick question. Oh, I'm sorry. I
Oh, no,
had
it's
a
cool.
quick question. Like for what you were saying about Luffy. Just from your perspective, do you feel that Luffy is a character who completely moves off instinct? He just follows his instinct and just goes by that, and that's his whole persona.
It's just like gut, yeah. It's kind of gut feeling, because he gets your character. For example, it's like if someone does something wrong off the bat, but I did this. No, you can be part of my crew kind of thing. He doesn't, and he goes off instinct and gut, and it's just you kind of sense that. It's like what do you call it? I don't want to spoil it, but it's the Conqueror of the King, right? People are just kind of gravitate towards people with just the kind of leadership quality.
I guess that's a good point. I mean, I guess I don't want to get too into the specifics of hockey and everything, but I also consider it like, you know, if it is color of conqueror, it could be also color of observation as well. And he's just intrinsically picks up on people's emotional states and kind of their understandings a little bit better, and can seek out the people that he knows he's going to connect with a little bit more, and is obviously a little bit more angry at the people he knows he's going to hate.
Yeah, I dig that.
I've never seen One Piece, so I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
That's your homework. That's your homework. I'm pointing at you, Eric.
Fuck, dude.
No, it's not, trust me. The fact that it's up to 900 episodes, dude, you want more. I feel like I want more, dude. I want more.
Oh my gosh.
I want to see that time skip.
And you don't get lost. You don't get lost.
You don't get lost.
You're on point, and it's very complex. It's very deep, but you don't get lost. And it's like almost 1,000 episodes.
I tried watching like the first episode, and it was just, the animation was just so bad, dude. I was like, I can't watch this.
You gotta go through the pain. You gotta go through it, man. You gotta endure it, man.
Oh, I know.
It's the final journey for ultimate anime.
Man, dude, that's what everybody said. Everybody said that One Piece is the best shonen out there.
It is, because it's the most read. It's the most sold right now. It beat Dragon Ball.
It has its own day in Japan.
Yeah, it has One Piece Day, right?
Yeah, the only series in the world.
Wow.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, too bad we can't do something like a One Piece watch party, because then that's how we get flagged. But
man.
Yeah, and then I noticed Bleach, because I'm like, I don't use Bleach really, you know. And then I'm like, what the heck is Bleach, man? What's it about? And then I get it, you know, Bleach, Ghost, right? I'm like, oh,
is that why they call it Bleach?
What it was?
I don't know. That's my guess.
Because it's Hollow Side.
Yeah, because it's like bleach, right? You bleach it out, you know.
I don't think they've ever.
I don't know. Let's pick that up, man.
But like, it is like Ichigo's got orange hair. When you bleach things, it sometimes turns orange. Hollow's got bleach white mask.
Well, no, but when he hits the thing, the thing, and then the ghost comes out, right? The ghost version, and then the real version.
I
don't know that. Yeah, cleansing.
Maybe.
Yeah,
but dude, I mean, but for real though, like, from all the troubles that Bleach has had, how hard were you when Ichigo went hollow for the first time against Bakuga? Is that his name?
Wait, Byakuya?
Bakuya, Rikuga's,
right.
dude.
That guy, the guy with
that guy, bro.
flowers,
like, dude, when I was watching like Bleach, right, for the first time, and that scene came on, dude, I was like, fucking rock hard, bro. I was like, oh, dude, he came out of nowhere using fucking I haven't seen this in a while. The Sengu,
Getsuya,
yeah, Getsuya, Senka.
Tensho.
Yeah, dude, man, when I first saw
Yeah.
that, I was like, oh shit, man, because I think that was my first experience with a hidden power anime. You know, like whenever you watch Dragon Ball Z, you knew he was gonna hit the next step. You know, it always alluded to it, and you knew he was gonna go to the next level. But I think Bleach was the first time I ever saw an anime where like, oh, he has a hidden power. Because you know when you watch Naruto, you knew the fox was in him.
Oh yeah.
But with Bleach, is like, oh, whoa, and so this is just a hidden power, man. Obviously, it was mainly just for like shock and fluff factor, but for me, like when I watched Naruto, man, like I was telling Scott and them this, like the first time I ever felt like sad emotions during a shonen was when Naruto tapped into the Fox chakra for the first time when he thought that Sasuke died.
That's me, man.
Yeah, I remember I was because like you know like Scott actually was the guy who got me into Naruto, and then he gave me all his like unlicensed, official licensed blank CDs.
Oh, I just want to say.
Eric,
I just want to say this is for your turn on the big three. Okay.
Yeah. So I remember like being in my room watching that episode where like, I thought that Sasuke died, and then I was like, oh fuck, this is hella sad. And then that whole turmoil that he has with the whole Fox thing, that whole arc and stuff, it's really deep too. I mean, I remember being in college. I think, I was in college. I think sophomore or junior year of college when I read the manga because like you, Justice, was like, oh, I need more. So I read the manga, so I knew what happened. But when I saw the animation for was it Kamura? Is it Kamura?
Wait,
Aaron, help me. You're the Japanese guy. The Fox name.
The Fox.
Yubi.
No,
it's Kamura, right? Kamura.
No, like his
Kuruma.
actual name. His actual name. It was Kuruma.
Kuruma,
yeah.
You're right.
So when the Kuruma fucking stabbed the shit out of his mom and dad, I almost cried, dude. I remember like being in my dorm room watching that scene.
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler. Whatever. They probably watched it too. That scene where like his mom was like crying and like telling Naruto to be a good son.
Oh.
I remember just watching that too, and I was like, oh shit. I wish my parents were dead so I can feel the same feelings like him. Nah.
When he met his mom, though, that part.
Oh yeah, that's when he started having the flashback. Like she was the one who told him how
she
they
showed
died.
up. Oh man, I want to see it
dude.
because like I want to know where he got it from. It's from his mom's side. Like,
bro, man,
she has personality. Yeah.
I got my personality from my mom's, man. So it's not from my pops. I look like my pops, but I got it from my mom's. So.
Or like, dude, remember when when you found out that Kakashi killed Rin? That's her name, right? Rin?
Rin, yeah.
Oh,
that's her name.
Yeah.
I remember
dude,
that.
when Kakashi killed Rin, you're like, oh man. And you found out the reason why he killed her. Man, and there's so many sad moments in there, like, or Kakashi, how his dad killed himself. It's just like Naruto, like, it made a huge impact for me when I was getting into that whole anime.
It has a sense of loss, man, because things don't come back. I mean, zombie version, right? But like, they don't come back. I mean, you got Sasuke and his history, right? Naruto, who don't know who his parents are. It's just a lot of loss, because that's what the war was about in all those villages, right? So, people died. And that was what was so different about it. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, you're right. Like Naruto had a lot of loss, because in Dragon Ball Z, people died, they came back, but in Naruto, they didn't really, they didn't come back.
Oh, also the thing is with loss, but they carried the flame. See the baton. I like that, dude, because with every generation, it shows the past, right? Like Akashi's past, and his his squad leader, which is the fourth, right? And then I like that baton passing, dude. That's so dope because you kind of just take it from there, from what you learn from your mentor, basically.
Yeah,
it's just
true,
that history.
Man. That's so true.
Yeah, a sense of legacy.
Family tree, basically.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you can go back further with that, with the fourth being taught by Jiraiya, right? And
Yeah,
Jiraiya being taught by the third, who was taught by the first and second, and
Mhm.
Yeah, and then the
And-
whole thing with Hashirama Madara, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think the one thing that I took away from Naruto that made a huge impact in my life is Jirai. He taught me that being a pervert is also cool. You don't have to be ashamed.
Is that why you're a writer hiding in the bushes? Or
He said, "Hey, man,
Dude,
don't
I'm
kink
from-
shame me, man.
I'm
Don't
not.
kink
I'm
shame
not.
me. Jirai, open the doors for me, bro." I was
man,
like,
you know Kakashi was reading one of your books, bro. It wasn't just Jirai.
yeah, and and since I never watched One Piece, I think that's my experience with the big three. So yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
Uh, my experience, it's funny. My original, when I was thinking about Big Three, because like when I got into the Big Three, I was already an adult. I didn't really grow up on it. I got into Naruto. But back when it was still Naruto, it was like the shit. It was like probably I'll say 2006 maybe 2006 2005, and I watched through it. And the same with Bleach. I got into Bleach around the same a little bit. Around the same time I got into Naruto, so it was probably 2006 or whatnot. And the thing with Naruto that really stood out to me was just how complex the series was. Like it had a complexity to it that I'd never seen in any other series, with the whole chakra system, all the different techniques and all the different abilities all these characters had. I can't think of another anime that had it that in depth or not. So on so many levels and all these crazy different abilities, right? And then all these war strategies that they would build off of these crazy different abilities. So when you see people fight each other, it's not like, oh shit, two strong guys fighting. It's fuck, he can do this, this, and this. He can do this, this, and this. How are they going to fight each other? I guess we'll find out next week. So each fight was so complex and deep and so fun to watch. It just absolutely incredible. And then the character development was insane. And then also I relate to Naruto personally because of how I grew up and his loneliness and yearning for compassion and friendship and bonds, and what bonds and friendship and compassion were meant to him, because he never really had that for so long. You know what I mean? So I personally connected with Naruto. You know what I mean? Just just his character so much on so many levels. But also you're saying about Lost. Yeah, it is like about like Lost and where you go with it. You can go one way and go another way. Because even their villains have their own sense of justice. They felt they're doing the right. They weren't just evil. They felt they were doing the right thing, but were so damaged it went a whole different way. You know what I mean? And you get to see why they went that way. But like, and then with Bleach, I just really like the storyline and just the action. I mean, it's definitely more of a hack and slash whatever compared to Naruto. You know what I mean? It's
Guilty
like,
pleasure.
hey, no, yeah, it's more like it's more like who has all these crazy powers and shit, and who can overpower each other. Like kind of like DBZ, but I do feel like it has a better story than DBZ. No disrespect to Dragon Ball, but we all know it's not a story-based driven series. You know what I mean? It's but Bleach I feel like had a really really good story or whatnot. I mean, in comparison or whatnot, but and then the other big three, that's the thing with Naruto. Like to me, that was the ultimate series of all time. I couldn't think of anything that could touch Naruto. I just like, how the fuck can you write something better than this, right? I didn't then no, but like I was saying, Evangelion's tight though, but Naruto, if you really look at it from
you're right. Different. It was a different genre.
It was just a whole different level of storytelling, writing, complexity, action. It had everything in a full perfect package. I couldn't think anything else could touch that until I got into One Piece. I got into One Piece just a few years ago. I dated someone from Japan, and she mentioned it or whatnot. And I was like, okay, if you read Naruto, I'll catch up on One Piece. So there was a deal. She caught up on Naruto, read the whole manga, and I caught up on One Piece gradually. Even after we broke up, I still kept powering through One Piece and realized this shit is absolutely incredible. And a lot of my friends who I was working with were preaching the sermon of One Piece to me, and how incredible it is. And it was just cool. It just led me like, bro, keep going. I just powered through that shit. And I took breaks. So don't get disturbed by how much is going on. You can still catch up on One Piece. Just fucking power through it. I did it, working a full-time job, took breaks and hellish shit, and still caught up. You know what I mean? And I caught up a while ago. You know what I mean? But the thing about One Piece is this also the same reason I like Naruto, even though it's a different story now, it had its own type of complexity to it. You're never in the same area. They're always on a journey. It's the best adventure I've ever seen in my fucking life. Its epicness is on something I've never seen before. It has an epicness to it that's damn near unmatched. You know what I mean? And I felt like it was the only other series that I ever got into that I could compare to Naruto. You know what I mean? But it's two different styles. You know what I mean? It's two different styles. So I can't really say, even though I can't really say one is greater than the other, because even though I want to be like One Piece, the ultimate piece is like, fuck, dude, the whole like, it's kind of like, it's kind of like the same thing with Naruto, where like something might happen on like chapter 20, right? But will have an impact on chapter 500. You know what I mean? Like this guy knew what the fuck he was doing, piecing all this shit together. And then, but back to the One Piece, man. Like I don't want to say too much, but it has an epicness I never seen in any other series besides maybe Naruto. But it just has an epicness to it. And once you get into it, and the characters and what they could do and their abilities and shit like that, and then certain people that you just want to see what the fuck they can do, and then and it has the, and just like Naruto, it has the emotional, it has those moments. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, it's something. Okay, but yeah, like it has a lot of emotional content too. I'm not gonna get no spoilers away, but it hits there. And has one of the greatest arcs in anime history. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Marineford, man. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the reign supreme. But yeah, that's my thing with the big three. My experience with the big three is later. Was in my adult years or whatnot. But they're all great. But yeah, One Piece is fucking epic, and I advise any anime fan or any person that's a fan of science fiction to fucking get into it at some point in life, because it's that fucking good. Same with Naruto. Yeah. Oh, but there's one last thing I want to say about Big Three. What would you say is the Big Three before that Big Three? I'm just curious of what you'll say.
Well, before that, I think maybe Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, and Full Metal Alchemist.
That's not bad. That's not bad. But I'm talking about like impact.
Oh, impact,
because those had an impact for this generation to what anime is now in the mainstream world. But
La Blue Girl, Bible Black.
Okay, no.
Shut
the fuck up. Hey, edit that shit out. That's it. Okay, I was thinking like, okay, my opinion, the Big Three before that Big Three, as an impact, Sailor Moon, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z.
I agree.
That's what got the U.S. attention in the anime, which led into which led into airing more authentic anime.
Get out of those markets,
led
man.
to Naruto, and that being in those series being some years later. You know what I mean? Bleach and them being aired. But I felt like, even though Speed Racer and like Ronin Warriors and shit came out, but like the Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and but Dragon Ball
also
Z,
like Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yu-Gi-Oh too. So that would be an honorable mention. Because Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't think it would be Sailor Moon. I think it would be Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Sailor Moon, no. Sailor Moon had
Sailor Moon was definitely
Sailor Moon had an impact, bro. A lot of kids were watching that shit. I thought it was a guilty pleasure until somebody in like an art class in like 6th grade had a picture of one of the characters or whatever. So I thought it was a guilty pleasure. It's like, oh, it's girly stuff. So ain't no guys watching this shit. I kid you not, man. Like they had like one of the characters like in some art thing or whatever in one of my art classes back in like 6th grade. All the guys in the fucking room all gathered together like, bro, what's that shit too? I was like, oh shit, what's that? Oh shit. And that's why I realized, okay, everybody fucks with this. But then around that time, Pokemon also exploded too. But Dragon Ball Z, but I feel like that's what I'm talking about as a majority. that really gathered a lot of Western audience. Those series really captured a lot of Western audience and kind of was a gateway to at least people from that generation. I know a lot of people that's in their 20s now were more influenced by Naruto and One Piece and Bleach. You know what I'm saying? But people like probably a little over like 27 maybe and up or some shit were definitely like, I feel like Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, and Sailor Moon had more of an impact on as a gateway ish. Yeah, I think that's.
I also think. I mean, I was gonna say like Yu Yu Hakusho, but Sailor Moon makes so much more sense than Yu Yu Hakusho does. And I think each three of those kind of hits a different market of young people at the time as well. Whereas Dragon Ball Z is very male, young boy, fervent, fighting energy, chi, and workout and power. And Sailor Moon's kind of like the magical girl series, and you got all your friends, and you all have power together, and you do these awesome transformations. And then Pokemon was like, the creature anime, who's your best friend, your monster, your pal, which can also skew a little bit younger, but also helps these people gateway into like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z, and these kind of helps. What's the word for reverse funnel? But kind of helps spreads it out, creates this kind of scattering effect as well.
A horn?
Yeah, Pokemon was kind of more family too. That was more the family, like kind of more family oriented show too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
In America, didn't Sailor Moon, Yu Yu Hakusho, and the original Dragon Ball, didn't they all come out at the same time?
I gotta say, like Yu Yu Hakusho, like I didn't see that on television until Toonami.
Inuyasha, that's what I was forgetting.
Inuyasha
Yeah.
was more Cartoon Network, but that was kind of later. Like around that time, yeah, they didn't air those until probably like closer to like maybe like late 90s, early 2000s. But like in the mid 90s, like the mid to late, because Pokemon came 98 or whatnot. But like mid 90s, Sailor Moon. Because I was watching. That's the thing. I was watching Sailor Moon before. That was technically my first anime series I followed. But it was on regular children television in English and shit or whatnot. So I didn't look at it as going out my way to get into anime. So I was watching that before I saw my first anime, Ninja Scroll. You know what I mean? But technically, it's Sailor Moon, to keep it honest, to keep it a buck. And to keep it more honest, it was fucking Speed Racer, which is probably everyone's first anime past a certain age, because it was aired as anime and Ronin Warriors and shit. But yeah, Sailor Moon did have its impact. Then shout out to Sailor Moon Crystal. I guess they followed the actual manga, so I guess we have to watch that. I haven't watched it yet. I guess it's good. Has anybody watched it? No? Nobody?
I haven't seen it.
Not Sailor Moon.
Huh?
No, I heard the Japanese one is like, you should watch it because it has more adult themes in there.
Yeah, I heard it gets more serious. I heard it's a lot more. What they did, that's the thing. They edited a lot of anime that was aired out here back in the day. Even Toonami. Yeah. Toonami edited some shit too. They're not, they're not exempt. They were editing some shit. That's why I stopped watching them, because they were editing a lot of shit and I could download the real shit. You know what I mean? Shout out to Toonami though. Shout out to Toonami, but I don't fuck with censorship. We've grown out here. You gotta see everything. Ain't no pussies. This anime. Respect that shit. You feel me? Fuck all that.
I want to mention something real quick. Actually, one of the first anime characters or manga characters was not in the anime. It was from Ninja Turtles. And I remember that. It was my favorite character. It was a rabbit. A samurai rabbit, Usagi Yojimbo. Yeah. That was one of my favorite cameo characters, yeah.
Oh, shit.
And when I saw anime, I started thinking, like, yo, I was really drawn in that character. That's so dope.
They had an action figure of him, too, didn't they? They had an action figure of him, too, didn't they? Yeah. And the comics, he was tight. I forgot about.
He was tight,
dude.
So that was maybe like kind of like a hidden anime character they threw in, because like because it was made by like a toy company, but the comic version of Turtles is very, very dark. So I mean, we said earlier I went to anime pretty dark,
Oh yeah, you.
With the Samurai X, Wicked City, stuff. Wicked City, man. But like with Bleach, man, I enjoyed Bleach. And then it kind of stopped when it went further. But I agree with what you're saying, Aaron. And it's just like every single place they go to. I don't want to spoil for you, Eric. for One Piece, but like it's just every time there's a new arc or something like that, man, you get introduced to like characters you love even more, and even the ones you already like paying attention to.
I'm sorry, you got cut off for a second. For which one? I'm sorry.
Oh, for like One Piece.
Yeah.
Like One Piece, like
Yeah.
I love Naruto. It's just like I can't judge between like, you know, but I don't have kids, but if I do, like, you know, it's like son and daughter, man. It's just like, you know, it's just I love them both equally, but I know there is a favorite. It's gonna be One Piece.
It's
gonna be
hard.
One Piece for me.
I want to say One Piece, but I have to respect Naruto, man.
But then again, I didn't finish the end, so I got to finish the end.
Like, that's the thing. Naruto already finished. I mean, the original Naruto already finished, but One Piece is still going. So I kind of had to give it to One Piece. Off the fact that it's still going, and it gets more and more epic after all these fucking chapters. It gets more and more fucking epic.
To do that's not easy, man.
It hasn't been done before.
I'm still laughing and crying at new things that are revealed, and I'm just like, I don't understand how like he keeps doing this. He keeps just creating new storylines and weaving together threads you don't think belong together. And just like in Wano, like one of the things that like blew my mind was like in Wano, what they're showing now, they show a glimpse of Gold D. Rogers' crew and what life was like on his voyage. And in it, they have a joke that like Buggy and Shanks were arguing about in chapter like 19, like episode 7 of the anime. There's like a joke there, and there's a reference to it in chapter 917.
Oh, wait. Okay, I catch up.
That's just kind of like how he writes jokes, how he likes to weave together stuff. Just like keeps these little things, these little nuggets, and they just pop up later, and you're so stoked. And it's just like he's said before, Oda has like gone on record. He's like, I have too many ideas for the manga. My editors keep telling me to shrink things down so that I can fit into these stories because I have too many ideas. There's One Piece anime films that are just like, they're technically canonical even though there's not manga versions of it because he's just got so many ideas, he just creates them and they just go and make them anyways. So I mean, Eric, I do want to say that you might be able to check out some of the One Piece movies. Some of those are really good and some of them do kind of fill in backstory if you don't want to commit to like a full arc.
Yeah, watch the movies.
To be like
House Stampede.
Run.
Would you recommend Stampede? I've been hearing a lot of shit about that one, the most recent one.
I haven't watched too many of the recent ones. I watched 12 because I mean I've heard like Z. I think Z is the one I've heard of that's supposed to be canonical, but there's not like a version of it with like Zishi the lion. I think is like the villain in that. I don't know. I think that ties into things somehow.
I have a question. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have a question for you because you guys know like your knowledge of watching these shows, right? That's my opinion. These are like, okay, this is what I would consider the top 3 most. I can't say badass. If I want to talk about badass, then Gut is number 1. But Berserk. Okay, Berserk is one of the greatest mangas of all time. Just want to throw that out there. One of the greatest ever. Deserves to be top 5 or 3. But also, but besides that, I would say the three coolest anime characters, in my opinion, I was gonna see what you guys think, is Itachi from Naruto, Shanks from One Piece, and Dracula Mihawk, you know, the greatest swordsman from One Piece. What do you think?
I like as far as like of the big 3 or just
not big 3 but just in general because
just
I mean
cool?
we all know just like dope like badass like cool ass character or whatnot.
What?
Because like Itachi is the shit, of course we all know that, but Shanks is the fucking man and we know why. But also Dracula Mihawk, the greatest swordsman, has an air to him just like Shanks. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean.
I get it. I'm not ready to put them on that pedestal quite yet. Eric sounded like he had some issues with that ranking. If Eric would like to,
I don't know, man. If we're gonna talk about greatest anime characters all time, maybe.
Or not greatest, but just dope. Like just all around. Like
you talk about dope characters, man. I don't know, man. Like Archer from Fate Stay Night. I think he'd be like almost number 1, dude. Archer is tight. He's just a badass character, man.
Yeah. Oh, right. You never watched One Piece, though.
You have seen Fate Stay? Archer?
Yeah, Fate Night. Yeah, Archer's the shit. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Archer
I follow the Fate series. Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero.
Yeah.
Unlimited Blood Wars. Unlimited Blood Wars. That was a good one.
Yeah, Heaven's Fields is actually really good too.
I mean, Blade Works. I mean,
Unlimited Fields work. Oh man, dude, I'm trying to think of my top 3 badass characters. I mean, man, there's just so many, man, and it's hard
there's
to
so
like
many good ones.
fucking
I like
Greed.
I like Zoro
Greed from
though.
Full Metal Alchemist. Greed is really good.
Greed is tight.
Greed, the
He's
Greed, Greed and
intense.
Prince Ling, right? Prince Ling.
I like Greed.
Mm.
Yeah, I like Greed. He's
Yeah,
I don't
Greed
fuck
is
with
cool.
King Bradley though. King Bradley.
Oh,
Bradley.
man.
Hey,
I mean,
the Wizard King too. The Wizard King from fucking Black Over.
Dude, he's dope.
Oh, you seen him fight? You seen the fight?
Not yet.
Fight?
No, wait.
Oh,
Wait.
the Wizard King got some.
Did I? I only seen one scene where he did some stuff. But,
Oh,
man,
so you haven't
I
seen
love
him
his character.
fight?
I haven't seen him fight yet. I'll be there.
Yeah, watch me realize what his power is.
Ooh, okay, I'll check it out. Dang, can't wait
You know
for
who?
it.
The Wizard King is tight, man.
Wizard King's dope, man. But I like Rayleigh, dude, from One Piece. When he
Rayleigh?
first showed up,
Yeah.
Rayleigh, yeah.
Rayleigh,
That's
I'm saying wrong, but
the
no, when he
right-hand
first showed up,
man.
he's just chilling in prison because of gambling problems. I just crack up because I'm like, he's old school, man. It just reminded me of me. I'm just like, okay, that's dope how he just showed up and like how, you know what, a lady shouldn't have this, be treated like this, you know, with the whole necklace thing, right? I don't want to spoil for you, Eric, but like
Yeah,
it was
he
just
was-
dope as how his interest was and the music when it changed the tone.
Yeah, he was
They
an
knew who it
honorable
was,
man.
and then what's great is because Luffy is oblivious to news around him, so he doesn't know who's who, you know. And man, Rayleigh, I like Rayleigh, dude. He's cool.
He's cutting that. Okay. My bad. Everything froze for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Man,
But-
I know this is an anime, but it's around the same time frame too. If we're gonna talk about badass characters, Zuko from Avatar.
Zuko's tight. Yeah, I know it's not anime, but it's tight. I like.
I know it's not
Korra.
anime,
Korra
but
is a shit to me.
it's a hella good.
I don't know. I can't hate on Avatar, man. I cheered up. I'm not gonna lie.
I love Avatar.
Avatar's tight. That first one and the second one too. Legend of
No,
Korra.
no,
was the
no,
shit.
no.
Legend
Okay.
of Korra was the shit. Respect
What?
Korra. Korra will kick Aang's. Okay, Korra will whoop Aang's ass in a
Why?
fight.
Dude,
In a fight. I'm dead serious. Korra will whoop Aang's ass because if you watch both series, right?
yeah.
You see, Korra had way more dangerous enemies because remember, her she came later, so her world was more advanced. You know what I mean? There's like Aang's world was still more pre everything or whatnot, but Korra was like when everything became more advanced and integrated. So the enemies were a lot more dangerous, and her shit got even deeper or whatnot because of what was going on. So
Mm.
she had to, you know what I mean? So she had to learn shit on a different level. You know what I mean? Like the fucking first season. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. Just watch the series. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like both though. Aang was tight. That was a good. But like where it came from,
You froze.
No, I muted him, dude.
Wow.
I was kidding around. That's fucked up.
wait, what happened? What'd you say? You guys cut off for a
Eric's
second.
hating, so he muted you, man. No.
You said what?
No,
Eric's
it's because
hating-
you. It's
he's
because
hating
you.
on the debate, so he muted
Yeah,
you.
it's because you froze and like nobody was saying anything. I was like, and Scott was like, "Oh, he froze again." I was like, "Nah, I muted his ass."
Damn. Oh yeah, I forgot you're an Aang fan. My bad. I'm sorry for talking about you. One thing I want to ask you, Scott, is don't you find it interesting like Zoro is probably like Rayleigh?
Oh, also I was gonna say Zoro too because I'm just
Zoro's
gonna
a
say this
shit.
real quick. It's the Thriller Island, man. I could watch that scene 100 million times.
Wait, the part.
Scenes.
Thriller
Thriller Bark.
Bark. Oh, when he held
When
it down.
Kuma came and
He
that
held
was,
it down.
Yeah, that was dope, man. Because
He
that's
was
your
just-
boy, you know. That's your boy. That's,
He was just, bro. He was just like. He was just like.
because that's when
You know what I'm talking about. He was just like that. Just chilling. Like he took it as a man.
Yeah, man. When you have, you know, it's like in the trenches kind of thing, like, you know, to kind of relate to like war. If you've been in battles with your boys or your friends or whoever, right? They got your back, and that's what I got out of it, man. It's just
They all
through
got
some
me.
battles.
Yeah, that's another.
I
That's
just want
another thing
to
I love
shout
about
out
One Piece.
Sanji also tried to step in there, and Zoro wouldn't even let him. So you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Sanji.
because two people saw you. You got what's his name? Oh shoot, Skeleton. I forgot his name.
Ooh, Justice. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot about that.
I can't believe I forgot his name.
Yeah.
You know this little laugh.
Oh, Brooke.
Brooke. Oh, Brooke. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. But he saw it, and so did Sanji, right?
Yeah.
They witnessed it.
Yeah, Brooke did see it, huh?
So that's the Zoro, and Rayleigh to me. I would say Zoro's above Rayleigh for me, but
I mean, above. Yeah, I'm just saying, but
badass.
his role in there because he's probably more of the right hand man.
Another one is a scene where it was on the Water 7 Island, right?
Water 7.
And they were talking in the ship about serious talk. And Zoro step in. It's like we're not playing pirates here. This is real stuff. And when he just stepped down to make that conversation, like I like that because he took kind of control of just like this isn't child's play right here because it was about Usopp and
Usopp. Yeah,
thinks he could just join
he
back.
had to. No, he had to apologize. Zoro was honorable on that. Like he laid down. Yeah, you're right.
So to me, that's cool, badass. Just manly man. I guess.
And remember what Zoro said after Luffy used Conqueror's Haki and took out half of the Fishman army.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? Because him and Sanji was trying to go in and handle it, and Luffy just like pushed them out of the way and just walked up there, took out literally half of the fucking army with Conqueror's Haki alone. And Zoro was like, you know what? Zoro was pleased to see that because he was like, man, I forgot the exact words, but he did say like he was like, man. And I was gonna see if if he wasn't in a simpler sense, it was what he said was like if he wasn't stronger than me, I was gonna see if we had to change who the captains are. You know what I mean? Because he was confident in his own strength because he became so strong. But after seeing that, he realized like no, Luffy is still the captain. That was a dope fucking scene though.
It's a good point.
Man. Eric, man, that's your homework, bro.
Dude, I went online and I found the animefillerlist.com for One Piece.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I found the manga canon episodes, the mixed canon episodes, and the filler episode list.
Yep, to skip all the fillers, bro. And just go through it, man. You in for like a life-changing experience.
That's a one, dude. Just keep
you got 3.
Like, what counts as fillers, though? Because, I mean, fillers are terrible, but One Piece has some decent fillers. And, I do just want to point out, Davy backfight is a lot of fun. There's an extra role in the anime. In the manga, it is just, 3 rounds, that's it. In the anime, they do expand a little bit more, have a few more games, have a few more left. So I don't know.
Oh, dude, I don't know if I can power do 900 episodes. Like, I'm looking at this right now, man.
Man, I mean, if you're compelled to watch some of the fillers, then maybe. But if you're trying to power through and just know the real story, just skip the fillers. Then, but it depends though.
It's just so overwhelming. Dude, 900 episodes.
Dude, we're in quarantine right now, bro. Just watch it. I watched that shit with a full-time job. Just watch it. It took breaks. Just watch the shit, bro.
I was watching Black Clover and forgot to eat.
Watch it. Watch it.
Dude, you can't watch anime and do something at the same time.
You can't.
I do it while I drive.
Oh.
What?
He's just joking, people. He's just joking. That sounds like death.
Wait. Sub or dub?
Sub.
Oh, that's Megadeth. That's all. Damn. Am I really talking to you or speaking to your to your spirit?
Hey man, it's okay.
Is this really Scott?
It's okay. Dude, Scott's
I hit myself with a sword and spirit came out.
This Shinigami?
Yeah, it's okay guys. Scott's Asian, dude. So he'd be driving, the phone be right here. He's looking just wide-eyed over.
Wow, what the heck, man?
Y'all stupid. But no, but anime is definitely something you don't watch my multitask. You got to give that shit your undivided attention. It's just that's just what it is. It's an undivided attention world.
Wait, okay, what season? Because the first series started in 1999. So what when does the animation get like better?
When it became HD, so that's like 2005, 2000, probably like 2006, 2007, maybe. When high definition started rolling in more.
You
I
know
mean,
what?
if you're talking about the anime, yeah, for the visuals.
You know what? Honestly, there's a cheat for it. Okay, so there's episodes where it runs back the first beginning, and they try to put it in HD, I think. You know what I'm talking about?
Watch it on Watch it on Crunchyroll for that. If you want to do that, watch it on Crunchyroll. Watch the whole series on Crunchyroll if you want to watch it then, because that's what they did. Like what Scott was saying.
Okay,
They would remaster it in HD for the older episodes in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
You're right. Good for pointing it out. Crunchyroll. Watch it on Crunchyroll. Respect. Yeah.
maybe you're right, because like I think when I first started trying to watch this, I was watching it on like Kiss Anime, and I had like a really bad like internet connection at school or something. Let me see here.
You're gonna be my friend if we are put it on.
Oh, actually, dude, just to let you guys know, if someone calls my phone, I have the Dindin Mushi, man, as my ringtone. And if I get voicemail, it's the Nami, the mid commercial.
I know what you're talking about. I know you're talking about the little. I know exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? That's pleasant. That's a pleasant voicemail.
That's pretty tight. That's nice.
But then
That's
Mushy
nice.
confuses people, man. They're just like, what the hell is that? I'm like, it's a snail, man. So,
Fantasy snail that can transmit
yep.
electromagnetic.
Yeah.
You can see their facial expressions and everything when they're talking shit to the phone. Like that's pretty tight.
Oh yeah, because it'll animate them.
Yeah, it'll actually take on the personality features of whoever's talking.
Especially when it takes over Don Flamingos, right?
Dude.
Because it's so maniacal looking at snail.
Dude, I love one thing I like about One Piece is how every character has such a distinct personality.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has a very, very distinct feature to them, which is pretty awesome. And then like the whole logic that they created for the world, for that whole world that they're in, with the whole logic they created for it, made it possible for anything to be fucking possible in that world. So no matter how outrageous things get, it made sense or not. And you just expected shit to get even crazier and crazier. And you never know what to expect. It's fucking genius, bro, on so many levels, man.
So good. All right, I'm gonna do Wano tonight and tomorrow at work.
Catch up, bro.
On my break.
Catch up on the anime. Catch up on the manga, of course. Catch up on the manga. You gotta be up to date. Up to date. All the way up to date.
All right, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna catch up. All right, I'll start One Piece.
Start with episode 1. You like it? Go episode 2. It tastes good. You'll go to episode 3.
And watch every episode.
Yeah.
Don't just pay attention to detail, man, because it's gonna matter later. Trust me. It's like Naruto.
Yeah.
You'll get that feeling again, man. It's gonna feel good. Trust me. You know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll check it out. But